Hello friends, welcome to another video of this channel, and in today's video we're going deeper on React. We're talking about JSX, some styling, some CSS, and a little bit of logic as well, some JavaScript, right? So let's go. Let's jump into our code here. I have my code here already up and running, right? I have here a development server, so it's already running on localhost. So let's talk a little bit about JSX. JSX looks a lot like HTML, right? But it's not exactly HTML, so it must have some rules that must be followed in order to have everything working normally. Here, for example, you must have just one root element involving everything on your code. For example, you cannot say like div and like this. You cannot do this. For example, you must respect that there is only one root element inside another, so we can do like this. If it's really necessary that you have two divs like this, one alternative that you can implement in your code, it's doing something like this. Doing it works normally, but have in mind that we are using here a root element that it's holding everything inside of it, so it must have just one root element outside here returning, right? Let's now just go back here and let this like this, and let's talk a little bit about CSS, about styling. We've seen this happen already here on our index.js file that we are importing a index.css, and it's exactly what we're going to do right here. For doing it, let's create here a new file inside our component folder, and let's name this as paragraph.css. Now let's create a CSS class called test, and here let's put color as red. Now for using this style, let's go back here on our paragraph.js file and import this CSS file. For doing it, you must do import /paragraph.css. Now we are able for using the styling from this paragraph.css file, and for doing it we must do something different that we usually do on HTML. In HTML we probably would do like this, class, and then put the name of the class, but here on React, on JSX, we must use class name and then use the name of the class that we want to use on this element, and I will use test. Saving this file, going back here on our page, as you can see, paragraph now is red. Great, let's go back to our code here, and now let's take a look on some other ways to set values to the elements here on our code. Most of the time in our component files, we will not have hard-coded values here on our JSX. Here, for example, we can declare a variable const paragraph receiving some text. And now, instead of using hard-coded values in here, we can use curly braces and put in this variable right here. Saving this file, you must see here the variable we set it, the text that we set it here on our variable. Using these curly braces allow us to use basic JS expressions here inside these curly braces. So we can, for example, do like 1 plus 1 here, and as you can see, here is 2. Basic JS JavaScript expressions we can basically do it right here between these two curly braces, right? Most of the data that we will show to the user will come from outside the app, so it will probably come from some database on some request, or maybe we can receive these values from a form that the user will type in, or you can receive this by props. That is something that we will talk about right now. Let's go back here on our app.js and let's take a look here that we have this component called paragraph, that it's this file right here. And in order to reuse this component, we must pass the value we want to show on inside this component from here, from this file. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We will create here, instead of a variable here inside the component, let's remove this from here and let's let this empty for now. Actually, let's just do like this. Okay, it's working. So here we will create this here, and let's say that this will be paragraphs now. And here we will create an array of paragraphs, right? So let's do like this, and here we will put some other paragraphs. I have here on my paragraphs array some paragraphs, and now let's reuse this component here. I will duplicate this, so we have now 4 paragraphs, and we must use this data inside this component. We will do it by props, and basically it works exactly how we would do in a function. So we will receive this as a parameter. So up here we will put a curly braces in here, and here we will put text. That is the variable that will receive the text that we will pass as a prop. So here we can just use in here with curly braces as well, like this. So the text will be received here and will be used here. And for doing it, we will create an attribute called text. And here we will put paragraphs on position 0. Okay, so it will receive this text right here. I will remove this and will duplicate again for being easier to just changing the numbers in here, the positions. So now if we save this here, you will see that the text that we set it here on this array, it's being showed here on our component. And this is happening because we are using props to passing our data from this component to this component, and then we are showing here the text that we are receiving. So that's it about props. This is the result, and I hope you liked these tips that I just shared with you guys. So thanks a lot for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, thanks, bye.